Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make a satin lined bonnet. Stay tuned. So to make the bonnet, I'll be using an Ankara fabric and also a satin fabric because it is proven to be very good for natural hair. So to make things easier for me, I went ahead to cut my Ankara and my satin fabric into squares of 21 by 21. So now, because satin fabric likes to move a lot, I'm going to go ahead and pin all the angles so that I can cut out my flare from both my Ankara and my satin fabric at the same time. This saves time. In one of my previous videos, which I'm going to link above, I explain in more detail how to cut flares, but today I'm just going to show you how to cut this one. So what we are trying to achieve is a full flare. So we're going to fold it once like that, then fold it a second time, and then fold it once more a third time. So next we're going to cut out a curve on the bottom part, and I like to do this using my tape measure. So first I just place my tape measure to the point where it makes the right angle there, and as you can see it's at 11 inches. So I'm going to mark that point at 11 inches, and then I'm going to lift up my tape like you're going to see me do in a minute, and then move it around, making sure that that 11 inches is still at that same point, and then I'm going to mark all round. Make sure you're doing like dotted lines, so you come back and retrace it to make your arc. This is going to make it a perfect cycle. Just in case you forgot, we're actually marking this on both the satin and the Ankara fabric. So once we get our measurement right, I just like to go back to cross check. Once we make sure it's right, then we cut. As you can see now, we have ourselves a full circle, and we cut it on both the satin fabric and the Ankara fabric. So next thing I'm going to go do now is to sew round. I'm going to just sew about half an inch. I'm not going to sew completely round. I'm going to leave like a 2-inch space. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if you notice, you're going to see my stitching. I use white thread so you guys can see it, and look well, you're going to see that there is a space there. That's a 2-inch space I told you about. That space is so that I'm going to be able to turn this inside out. If your fabric is excess when sewing, feel free to pleat it. There's no harm in pleating it, but right now I'm just going to turn in the fabric so that the right side is outside. And oh, when sewing, also remember to make sure the shiny part of your satin is facing the right side of the Ankara fabric, so that when you're done sewing, the shiny part is what actually touches your hair and not the dull part. So next I'm just going to go iron this so that it's flat and smooth, and I am done ironing it, and as you can see it's flatter and smoother than it was before. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sew a 1.5 inch line round. It's just a random line round, but I want to make sure it's 1.5 inches. So this is so that the elastic band that we're going to insert can fit in there. Okay, so I sewed it round as you can see, and the gap is 1.5 inch all around. So next I measured the circumference of my head, and that gave me 21. So I'm going to subtract 3 inches from 21 to give me 18. I subtract this so that it's not too tight and it's not too loose on my head. So I'm going to cut out 18 inches of elastic, and that's what I'm going to be using. So the next step in our bonnet making is to use a safety pin to pass the elastic through that 2-inch space that we left earlier on. So this is what we're going to be needing, the 2-inch space. So I like to use a safety pin because it's easier for me. There are other instruments you can use to do this, but so the space I left earlier on, I'm just going to pass in the elastic through it using the safety pin. What I like to do is sometimes I like to pin my elastic to the part where I started so that it doesn't get lost inside. Oh, here's one tip. as you pass the elastic through the bonnet, make sure it's not wobbly inside. Make sure it's straight and flat. This is going to lay straight and flat on your head as opposed to when it's wobbly. As you can see, it's already starting to look like a bonnet, so we just need to keep passing the elastic through it till it comes out the other end. So to allow it to come out the other end, you have to take off the pin. As taking off the pin, make sure you're still leaving it straight. Then you bring out the other one, make sure it's straight again. Take off the safety pin and then put it on the lower part of it so that we can go sew that together. I'm using black thread so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to do multiple reverse stitches on it. So that's my stitch. I'm just going to take off the safety pin that I used to hold it together, and then I'm going to stretch out this thing so it actually the gathers can be spread evenly around. Remember this 2-inch space we left before so we could pass the elastic? Oh yeah, this is the point where we have to close it up. So we're just going to close it like so and stitch it, and I'm done stitching. So this is what it looks like, and officially we're done making our bonnets. It was easy, right? Let me know in the comment section what you think. Thank you for watching, guys. If you liked this video, please don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and share with a friend, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.